What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Lach.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night Lemos versus Andrade. We're going to be looking at Charles Air Jourdain versus Groovy Lando Vannata. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, punch the little bell notification, and yeah, let's get right into it. So we got Charles Air Jourdain. He's 12-4 with one draw. He is 26 years old. He stands 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. He's coming off a decision win against Andre Ewell. He is going to go up against Groovy Lando Vannata. He's 12-5 with two draws. He is 30 years old. He stands 5'9" with a 71-inch reach, and he's coming off a decision win over Mike Grundy in his featherweight debut. What do you think, Jeff?
I like this matchup. I think Charles Air.
Just call him Michael Jordan,
right? Jourdain, he's actually still pretty young. I mean,
only
like
26.
Yeah, like you say, he's still 26. I mean, he's still pretty green in my opinion. I mean, he's only had 16 fights, around 17 fights total.
Yeah.
So I think he's still pretty young, and I think he's still learning. I think he made a crucial mistake against, I think it was Julian Erosa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he got submitted. But I felt like he was overall doing pretty well in that fight.
Yeah, I feel like he was gaining momentum.
Yeah.
After a pretty slow first round.
Yeah, and then against Andre Ewell, he started off kind of slow in the first round. You know, I felt like he was struggling a little bit. I think Andre was getting the best of him. But I think he really turned it up in the second and third rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's really like his style. Like kind of almost like, Peter Yan, like starts off slow and then finishes strong. I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Lando Vannata is his boxing style is pretty weird in my opinion. I honestly think it's not as good as it should be. I think you've mentioned before that he has a wrestling background, but he doesn't really incorporate it in most of his fights.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think Charles Jourdain's gonna win. I think he's probably going to win by decision because I think Lando Vannata, from the fights I've seen, he actually looked pretty durable.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Charles Jourdain by decision. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Like when this fight got announced, I was pretty excited. I think they're really both talented. They're really both exciting fighters. Lando Vannata, he actually came down to 145 after not seeing too much success at 155. And that's because he's 5'9", and lightweight. These dudes are humongous. So I think he made the right move, and this will be only his second fight, and they really fed him to the wolves, man. Like you said, Charles Jourdain is a young guy. He's still up and coming, but I think he's only been getting better,
Yeah.
He's had a way longer career in the UFC than I thought, I remember seeing him against Duho Choi, but he had like two fights before that in the UFC. So he's been, at only 26 years old now, he's been grinding with the best in the world, And I think that's only done him best. Groovy Lando Vannata, he made his UFC debut on short notice against Tony Ferguson, right? And he got dorsed, but he put up a great fight, and that basically put him on the map for a lot of us fans. Mm-hmm. And so this fight's really, really interesting. Charles Jourdain, they both got really unique styles, I think, to them, but they're both really exciting styles. But I think I would agree that Jourdain's style is favored in this matchup. I just like that his quick hands, his ability to kick, kind of reminds me of like Yair, but a little more messier. Mm-hmm. But I kind of like that style. He's willing to get dirty, willing to get grinded, willing to get grinded out. He's willing to grind it out, and he has pretty good power for the division too. I mean, Erosa, that was actually a short notice fight that Erosa took. So Erosa actually won that on short notice, and it was at catch weight 150. So Erosa was coming down. And Erosa felt the power. He got dropped actually. Oh, yeah. So I do feel Jourdain has good power for 145. And Groovy, I keep calling him Groovy, but Lando Vannata, yeah, he like you said, he's very durable. But I mean, he gets hit too much, and he's been cracked a lot. Like he's been dropped, and he's been buckled. He's been put in the chair. When they fall like they're about to take a seat. So I don't know if he'll be durable enough to take the biggest shots that Jourdain has to offer because. I mean, Jourdain, sometimes when he gets sloppy, he really winds them up, but he tends to land, And his unpredictable, they're both unpredictable, but I think Jourdain's unpredictability, there we go, is a lot more dangerous, because he can throw spinning kicks, and he throws them like real messy, and like his spinning back fists and stuff like that, compared to Lando, who he can throw them too, but he throws them a little cleaner, and he doesn't throw them as often. So I just see Jourdain kind of overwhelming Lando. I don't think he'll be able to do his usual routine where he's kind of like moving in and out, kind of like, waiting for you to come in, counter and stuff. Because both of them can actually do that. Because Lando has some really good counters, but I don't see Jourdain getting caught big by any of them. especially because he's gonna be the bigger fighter. No, they're the same height. No, because he's gonna be the physically bigger fighter, I think, and so I don't think you'll be able to hurt him like that. But yeah, and I feel like Lando could try to wrestle if he wanted to really win, you know, but that's just not his style. Like you said, he's never used his wrestling offensively. When I feel like he probably should have been more well rounded.
Yeah.
But Jourdain, that opening is there. I mean, we've seen his takedown defense is not that great, you know. Especially when in the later rounds he starts to fatigue because his style takes up a lot of energy. So he starts to fatigue later in the rounds, and if Lando can incorporate the wrestling, I can see him tiring him out. But from what we've seen, like the pattern of Lando's fighting style, I don't think he'll do that. It is a possibility, especially now that he's trying to fight smarter. But I just think Charles Jourdain, I think he's gonna win by decision. I think his style is gonna be too much for Lando, and yeah, I got him winning by decision. It could be a possible finish, I think, but I'm gonna give Lando the benefit of the doubt. You know, he's so tough. I'm gonna go ahead and say he can get finished. So Jourdain by decision for me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, guys. Well, we think Charles Jourdain gets it done. We think he's going to be a little too much for Lando Vannata. We think the task is too tall for only Lando's second fight at featherweight. But let us know down below what you think. Do you think Air Jourdain scores another victory? Or do you think Lando Vannata keeps it groovy at 145 with back-to-back wins? Let us know down below what you think. And go ahead and check out our other videos. We actually are doing 4 other videos for 4 other fights on this card. So go ahead and check those out if you haven't. And yeah, it's going to be a great night of fights. Don't forget to tune in. And yeah, we'll see you then.
See ya.
See ya.